Greetings, Rotarians, and welcome to the third video presentation of the Rotary Foundation. I am Brian Jester, President of the Rotary Club of Binghamton. The last two videos address the workings of the foundation and where to find projects that fit the mission of Rotary, which is to enable Rotarians to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through the improvement of health, the support of education, and the alleviation of poverty. Today, we're going to tackle two fundamental important topics. One, sharing ideas on how clubs might raise necessary funds for these projects. And two, the technical ways of actually contributing those funds to the foundation. Our clubs have participated in a variety of projects that have been both fun and profitable. Many are old hat, but others are very new. They range from things to sell, sports activities, raffles, concerts, and those involved in food and drink as well. The list of fundraisers in our district is numerous, and since the time with you is so very short, we have decided to share only a few of them that have been very successful. Our first presenter hails from the Cortland Rotary Club. Each year, the Cortland Rotary Club has engaged in what they call the Rotary Radio Days. And now to share all the details of their fundraising campaign, Rotarian Sheila Abbey.
Thanks, Brian. Well, I'm happy to be with you this afternoon to share with you our Rotary Radio Day format. And it's not only just a fundraising opportunity, however, it's an opportunity to provide information to our community about Rotary. So it's an educational tool as well. So we've been having this fundraiser for at least the last 25 years. And one of the awesome things is that we're able to engage every member of our 57 member club within this fundraiser. They can participate by selling ads, by hosting an hour on the day of Radio Day, by doing paperwork, and by thanking donors. So no one can say there's not a job for them. And so it's an awesome opportunity for the club to actually interact and have a goal that they meet every year. So as I said, we've been doing this for the last 25 years. And out of the last 10, we have raised $58,061. And that's not including 2020 because of the pandemic. So that's an average of $6,451 a year that we net from this fundraiser. So the neat thing about this is not only that our members get to participate, but we have community members that come in the day of Radio Day to host an hour and share with the community what they're engaged in. So it could be something as like polio or the foundation that we share information on. And our exchange students actually participate. They have an hour and they are able to be heard by their family members because of this going worldwide because of the radio station. So our fundraiser is not only felt locally, but also worldwide, which is pretty awesome.
Sheila, what can you explain how the campaign would start? So if I was a club president in a club that has never done this, is it the engagement with the media affiliate, the local media affiliate? Is it a presentation on behalf of your club to take over a day? Are certain days preferred over a weekday or a weekend?
Sure. So what our club has always hosted the day on is Saturday. And we usually did it the Saturday of Mother's Day weekend. And we were fortunate enough that we had a member that was a Rotarian from our local radio station. So we already had an end, so to speak, with that firm. But yes, they would need to contact their local radio station. We're fortunate that we only pay $1,000 for the whole day. So we net quite a bit just from that alone.
Now, do you have Rotarians solicit gifts to local businesses? How is the actual collection from a fiscal standpoint? How does that work? How would my club do that in, say, the Binghamton area?
So the first thing that they would need to do is to gather businesses, names, contact information. And then what we did, we would always go to the business to do a one-on-one ask. Over the years, now our Rotarians members can actually call the businesses and say, hey, this is Sheila, from Rotary. Do you want to, once again, sponsor an ad? And so they usually will say yes, because we've got that partnership with them. So spreadsheets, is formed, and then the ads are completed and distributed to those that are soliciting from within the club.
That's great. That's great. Well, I want to make sure that that everybody knows the current number in your club, the membership number. It's not a rural club. It's not an inner city club. What is the membership number to give us a better idea of how this campaign would be executed with the number of Rotarians you have?
Sure. So we have 57 members in our club, and I would say probably about 40 members actually solicit, and then the others have other assignments, whether it be from thanking donors to actually preparing the documents. So everybody, there's a task for everyone in this fundraiser, which is the really awesome part of this, is that it's truly a membership fundraiser.
Great. Well, Sheila, on behalf of the District Foundation Committee, we greatly appreciate you spending time with us today. Congratulations to you and all of the other 56 Cortland Rotarians. I'm certain that your fellow Rotarians in your club were certainly truly making a difference, and your Radio Day campaign is heard throughout Central New York. So thank you very much, Sheila. What a great idea, and congratulations to Cortland for truly making a difference.
I'll share that with them. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome. Our next fundraising campaign idea comes from a 20-member Rotary Club in Trumansburg, New York. Each year, the Trumansburg Rotarians host their infamous grocery run. And here to introduce their grocery run fundraising campaign is Shelley Bullock.
Hi, thanks for having me. I just want to start out by saying that we got this idea from the Dryden Rotary Club. So I always like to give them that recognition and thank them for the idea. We just finished up our 8th annual supermarket sweepstakes just last night. We spend about a month or two selling tickets at $5 a piece, or we'll sell 5 tickets for $20 a piece. One winner is drawn, and that winner gets a 3-minute shopping spree in our local grocery store. We are in Trumansburg, so we use the Sure Save in Trumansburg. It definitely is important to have a good relationship between the Rotary Club and the grocery store. We tend to try to help support them, and they in turn support a lot of our fundraisers. We actually sell a lot of our tickets right there at the grocery store. We set up time slots for Rotarians during the week and on the weekends to sell tickets and to promote the supermarket sweepstakes. Our winner just last night, he's a doctor, an oncologist from Cayuga Medical Center. He was our winner. We were excited that he was a vegetarian because the meat is expensive. And we do have some rules. There's no alcohol, there's no cigarettes, there's nothing like that. They can get meat products, but you can't grab 10 stacks of ribs. You can only get 1 rib, and then 1 steak, 1 ham, 1 turkey. So there are some rules. Rules do apply. And last night, the winner won $285.64 of groceries. And that's pretty typical. Anywhere from, I would say in the past 8 years, $300 to $700 is typically what the person wins. And just this last year, we sold over $2,000 worth of tickets. So that usually leaves us with more than $1,000 to be able to use on projects and different activities that we have going on in the club. And ironically enough, the food pantry is one of our bigger local donations. So, yeah.
Shelley, what is there? Is there an infinite number of tickets or coupons that you sell? Infinite number of tickets? Is it you cap it, or is it just an unlimited number?
It's unlimited. Yeah, unlimited. So the more we can sell, the better. So yeah, we sell as many as we possibly can. So we don't cap it. No.
How long is the selling season per se? How long do you kind of the Salvation Army ringing bells, a week prior to? Are you out in front of the grocery store for a month, 2 months, or a couple of weeks?
Yeah, we usually do anywhere from like 4 to 6 weeks is what we typically try to do. And we try to hit up our family and friends, but we have found that we're more successful by sitting up. The Sure Save, they're fantastic to us in Trumansburg. They set us up with a table and chairs. We have our promotional materials. We have a huge poster that we put on their window, so people coming in and out of the store see it. They see us. Sometimes they're waiting for us. Like, oh, I gotta buy my ticket.
What is it? Something that you have to go through corporate? The corporate entity part of the grocery store, or is it you just go through the local store manager? Is there any policy or any bureaucracy that you have to get through to essentially close the store down for maybe 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so Sure Save, I think what they are is like they're a business franchise. So they're, semi-independent and locally run and managed. And so Brett Seafoos is the owner of our local one. And so 8 years ago, I originally met with Brett, and I told him, I said, hey, I got this crazy idea. What do you think? And I really don't know what happened on Brett's end. He said, okay, let me digest this. Let me think about this, and I'll get back to you. And so we talked on and on, off and on for a while. And then he eventually had said, hey, I think this will be fun. Let's do it. I know from the store's end, he always picks a night where it's not that busy and a time when it's not that busy. And he does bring out the caution tape. We usually do it around 6:30 at night, usually on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And he does bring out the caution tape, and he just lets his patrons know as they're coming in. He's like, well, just give us a few minutes. So we got our shopping spree going on, and most of the customers, they're like, oh, like, cause they want to watch it. It's so they're kind of excited to kind of sit by and watch. And then I'm usually on the PA system, and I will count the winner down. So we start at 3, 2, 1, go. And then I'm on the PA system, and I let them know their times. So I'll say, you got 2 minutes left, a minute left, 30 seconds. And then all together, we start counting them down, 10, 9, 8. And then they're rushing to the register, and it's fun. Everyone's standing around and everyone's cheering. And so it creates a lot of excitement there at the store too. So.
Well, that's great. Well, Shelley, thank you so much. What an impressive way to support your local community grocery store, but yet also generate fundraising revenue for your club and giving back to your local community. Congratulations to you, your club, and a special thank you to Dryden for establishing the foundation and doing this. But on behalf of the District Foundation Committee, we'd like to thank you very much for spending a couple of minutes with us and describing such a wonderful fundraising campaign that the Trumansburg Rotary Club handles every year. So thank you very much, Shelley.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. Our next presenter is Dr. Michael Baxter, Rotarian in the Whitney Point Rotary Club. Dr. Baxter has been a Rotarian for over 20 years in the Whitney Point Club. He's a past president, and today he's going to explain their annual Lobster Fest, which is becoming one of the district's most prestigious fundraising campaigns. And with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Baxter. Thank you.
So the Lobster Fest started 2009, I believe, and it was during my presidency at the Rotary Club. We started with an idea. Hey, we had some friends in Maine that were lobster fishermen. So how about we have a lobster dinner? Everybody else was doing chicken barbecues. And by the end of the year, most people were sick of chicken. So the Lobster Fest started. First year we had 140 tickets sold. This past year we had 350. And the only thing that stops us from selling more tickets is physical space to put participants. Through the years, we developed very efficient ways of cooking lobster in high volume. We also became proficient in keeping it warm so that the lines, no matter how long, you always had a hot meal when you got to the front. We've added a Chinese auction with that, which has also generated quite an amount of income as well through the night. And it's one of the events in this area that I dare say everyone looks forward to. Getting a ticket is kind of difficult. So people plan, they bribe, they try to take advantage of gifts and friends to get the tickets before they're sold out. And when they come, they always have a great time. I'm not sure the exact numbers of last time we had it, how much money we grossed, but it was $10,000-$12,000 we raised in one night. So it's been a yearly event until this past year, 2020, we did not have it. Every year, the event starts with Rotary members driving to Booth Bay, Maine, with a pickup truck full of coolers, and they return on Saturday morning after getting the lobster out of the ocean at 4:30 in the morning, and we will be putting them in pots by 4:30 in the afternoon. So you won't get a fresher lobster in Whitney Point, New York. And that's probably why it's so popular, as well as all the fun, the connections, the way everybody feels after they leave, and seeing people that they haven't seen since the last Lobster Fest.
Dr. Baxter, what the number of Rotarians in your club, is it a preferred participation? Is it the number of Rotarians you have? Do they have X amount of tickets to sell, or is it just pretty much with a threshold of 350? Is it just a free for all of saying, I'll sell 6, you can sell 11? What is the business plan when it comes to selling the tickets? And how long does it take you to sell 350?
They pretty much sell themselves. We usually receive the number of tickets that we sold the previous year. And then if you haven't sold them, they go back to the club and somebody else will sell them. Or if you need more, you put out the word. We will get tickets in September, and the Lobster Fest is always the first Saturday in November. So by then, they're all sold.
Right. Well, I greatly appreciate you spending a couple of minutes with us, Dr. Baxter. This lobster dinner, lobster fest, over the years, it's changed its name depending on who you ask. On behalf of the District Foundation Committee and our district in totality and all of our clubs, we thank you very much for making a contribution and truly making a difference throughout the southern tier, and making a lot of Whitney Point community members very happy with your fresh lobsters, but truly making a difference in raising just an exorbitant amount of money for the club and for the community, and a wonderful fundraising effort. So on behalf of myself and behalf of the committee, we thank you, Dr. Baxter. We thank your club, and we thank the entire community of Whitney Point in carrying on this tradition as Rotarians. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Our next presenters from the Ithaca Rotary Club will be Marcellus Acevedo and Dennis Gray. They'll be presenting their wonderful dozen dinner draw, one of the most prestigious fundraising campaigns within our district. And now it's my pleasure, on behalf of the District Foundation Committee, to introduce Marcellus and Dennis. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. We're delighted to be here. I'll give you a bit of a background on the sort of structural part of the Dozen Dinner Draw, and Maricel is going to tell you a little bit about how the club focused the funds that we raise. So that's how we'll sort of move through. To give you some background, we started the Dozen Dinner Draw, I guess, over at least 4.5 years ago. And the intention was to have a fundraising capacity so we can have greater influence as a club. At that point, we didn't have a big footprint on the international side of things, and the club had an interest in building their awareness of international, what Rotary was doing around the world, and how we could contribute on a local basis. First thing up was we had to figure out how we could get some funds, because we didn't have any. So we took a very proactive approach on that, and sort of sat down and sort of tried to think about what sort of fundraiser would fit into our club, which is a big deal. And so we put a lot of time in the front end and sort of beginning with the end in mind and saying, well, what is it we want to accomplish? Well, we want a fundraising engine that can be replicable and scalable. We want to have something that's going to get wide endorsement from our membership, which is a big deal if you want to pull off some significant fundraising. We wanted to find out what the club would be interested in terms of where we would invest the funds we raised, and Maricel will talk about that. Things we recommend is, one, if your club's interested in doing this or working together with us, go to rotarydozendinnerdraw.org. We've got a website that was designed to be scalable. So if you want to impunity or work with us, we can help you with that. A big part of what we did was a real big focus on engaging the local community, making local restaurants the recipients. So Dozen Dinner Draw means the grand prize is 12 $100 gift certificates to the best restaurants in the area. And then it goes on down through. So we have very wide support through local restaurants in the first couple of years. We've done this 4 times. I think the first year was 10,000 we raised. We've raised a net of 15,000, I think, in the following years. This last year was a bit different. Usually the funds are all applied internationally, as Maricel will talk in a moment. Last year, because of COVID, we decided to split a healthy chunk of the money that we raised, which was $15,000, and dedicate it for 1 year to COVID support locally, and the balance to helping out on a more global scale. So with that, I'll pass it over to Maricel.
So like Dennis was saying, the idea was that we engage the community, do something that people will get behind, will buy in, because we wanted people to really engage at the Rotary Club level, so that because a lot of the Rotarians will be the ones or donating the funds or buying the tickets, but also that it could be something that the community could get behind. So the restaurants in the area are a great incentive in terms of prices, but the goal was to find causes that people can say, I really want to put my donation toward it. So in the first year, we did help Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. I'm from Puerto Rico, and so it was an easy sell for me that that the funds would go helping the communities in need, because there was a sense of urgency and need. People can connect. Then the following year, our club is really interested in water quality. So we work with Agua Clara here from Cornell and the Ithaca community. Something that it's great, people, but a lot of people didn't know about it, and it has the potential to help so many communities around the world. So we work with them. We took a group of them to the Rotary International Conference, so that they will have that opportunity to talk to other clubs and get that kind of buy-in from the Rotary International. And then we worked last year with Costa Rica to bring water for communities. And this year, COVID in Uganda school.
Uganda school, and we also helped out in the
Bahamas
in a significant way to help them get back on their feet. So it's really increased our footprint in terms of understanding how we can impact on the international services side of things.
And we realized that, again, if we want to do a fundraising of this size, we need to make sure that we have compelling recipients. And for us, that was key, developing that idea early on, so people say, I want to be part of this. I want to put my donations toward it. So we hope that these type of ideas and it's can help other clubs, can help our communities. And yeah, we love to work with other clubs in our district.
Yeah, if we can help in any way, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I have a question. So the origin of this campaign really had an international flavor to it. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Does it lead into other grant possibilities? Is it not only on the district side, but do you have is there a vision or any planning to possibly increase the footprint with more revenue other than just the incredible amount that you're already raising?
Yeah.
Like Costa Rica this last year, not this year, we I think half of the money we raised, so 7,000 plus, went into a project that was part of I think a $90,000 global grant for a wash project in Costa Rica, which many of us had traveled down to on the preliminary side of things. So yeah, one of the things we try to balance that, Brian, between there's a real appetite in the club to do something themselves and have an impact and be able to see it and touch it. And at the same time, global grants provide amazing leverage, but they take quite a long time before they come to fruition. So we, at the International Committee, we wanted to balance that, so we weren't placing all our bets in one place. And we were really trying to monitor closely, what's the club want to do?
But at the same time, like Costa Rica, what allows us is to be able to engage at the global grant level, because we have quite a bit of buy-in already, and we're supported. So it's a lot easier to sell the idea through Rotary International. We're already putting up funds ahead. We already done our part. So with the power of Rotary, networking and the leverage, it's really wonderful to know that we can double or triple the amount of funding that we get thanks to the district and then Rotary International. So it is that is a really good formula to have align our ideas and interests with a larger community.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, Brian, since you brought up the grants, one of our funding from this past year was in Gulu, Uganda, a school project, and that got a district grant, I believe, a matching grant from the district. So we've got this fundraising has allowed us to open up a lot of doors on how our club can have a more impact. We love to work and help and support any other clubs that would like to take this idea and see if it would work for them.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, this is an incredible campaign. It's a perfect example of how you can use your Rotary Club, your fellow Rotarians, your community to sort of use it as a launch point to almost compound the revenue that you generate into bigger and broader projects. And I do know that your club is very large. You're considered one of the larger clubs in the district and probably the largest. But I would think that if you draw an analogy, this would be applicable to even some of the other clubs in our district, some of the smaller rural clubs with maybe, 15 to 30 members, it could do it on the same scale within their own communities and keep the revenue within their county, within their community, within their club jurisdiction. If you would one more time, just explain possibly the website that you could use, your contact information, and this is fabulous and very, very impressive.
Yeah, so if you're interested in learning more, I would suggest you go to the website. So the website is www.rotarydozendinnerdraw.org. It's just right in Dozen Dinner Draw. It's got amazing stickiness out in the world in this parts. And in that, you'll find the background of the Dozen Dinner Draw, what the rules are that we follow, what recipients are. We also use it as a way to expand our influence in terms of enticing people to become Rotarians. So a big part of the website is who is Rotary, who is our club. The website's been designed that it wouldn't be very difficult for people to, number one, learn from it, but also we try to make it so that if you wanted to do something and maybe have your version of Dozen Dinner Draw and tie it into ours, so that you can use the access of our web reach, which is a big deal. We spent a lot of time and funds, to be honest, in building the social media side of things. So that asset's available to any club wants to leverage into it. Would save you a lot of time. And certainly if someone's serious about this, if they reach out to us, we can give you much more detailed information so you don't have to make some of the mistakes we made in the beginning. And now we've become very process oriented.
And so that's it's a really good point that now we have a platform that can be utilized by different districts. We understand that because of the size of our club, we may have access to some of resources that other clubs do not have necessarily. So now we have a platform that the other clubs can use, because now, let's say, if another club wants to do it, they just need to have a tab within our website so they can work with us. They don't have to start from scratch. We have a lot already of the graphics made. We have templates. We even have template for, how to send that email asking for donation, or how to send that email for selling tickets, because we know not everybody is an extrovert or feels comfortable asking for help. So we have templates and everything that we can make available so other clubs can do the same. And it doesn't, in our case, it was international, but now we can show that it can be used also for local fundraising. So any community can benefit. You just need to decide, what is that compelling need in our community, and let's all work toward that.
Well, thank you so much. Maricelis, Dennis, on behalf of the District Foundation Committee, I thank you so much. We congratulate both of you. We congratulate the entire Ithaca Rotary Club for a fabulous fundraising campaign. You've set a benchmark that I know that many clubs will try to reach. Thank you for providing the platforms and the templates, and we certainly greatly appreciate it. We're very honored to have you part of the district, and we wish you the very, very best. So thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us and explaining such a wonderful fundraising campaign.
Thanks to everyone, and thanks to you for giving us the opportunity to share our experience.
Great pleasure. Thanks so much, Brian. We're here to help in any way we can.
Thank you so much.
Take care now.
Now that we have explained several creative campaigns and have raised revenue for the Rotary Foundation, the next question is, how do we actually transfer those funds to the foundation? There are several ways. We will hear from Mary Surdy of the Rotary Club of Binghamton and Rosalie Higgins from the Oneida Rotary Club. Our first presenter, Rosalie Higgins, will explain several options how you and your club are able to transfer those funds to the foundation or simply support the foundation's mission. Thank you for joining us, Rosalie, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Brian. The Rotary Foundation is a recognized 501c3 charity in the United States and may be eligible to receive corporate matching gifts from employers. Many match your gifts. Ask your Human Resources Department for your company if your gift can be matched. Always remember that any checks must be made payable to the Rotary Foundation. If it's made payable to the Rotary International, it will not be directed to the foundation. There are other ways in which a Rotarian can support the Rotary Foundation, like those that are listed here. These might include establishing an endowment or a donor-advised fund. You can do a stock transfer or set up a charitable trust. When you are age eligible, you can direct a distribution from an IRA to the Rotary Fund. Or you might want to donate in memory of someone, or make the Rotary Foundation the beneficiary of an insurance policy. And finally, you can set up a named endowment fund. Ask your club's foundation chair or president for more information. Or you can contact Dory Dinsmore, manager of donor gifts at the Rotary Foundation.
Thank you very much, Rosalie. These are all fabulous opportunities and options for Rotarians and all others to support the Rotary International Foundation. Your insight, guidance, and direction certainly makes it very easy for anyone to support the foundation. Thank you so much. And our last presenter will be Mary Surdy from the Rotary Club of Binghamton. Mary is going to describe several options and opportunities for not only community members, but for fellow Rotarians to contribute to the Rotary Foundation. Thank you very much, Mary, for joining us. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Brian. The easiest way to contribute to the Rotary Foundation is to give your check to your club's treasurer or president. They will then submit it to the foundation, where your contribution will be added to your account and credit will be given to your club and district. Make sure your Rotary ID number is on the check. And if you're having trouble finding that number, you can ask your club secretary or look on the label attached to your recent Rotary magazine. You can also submit your donation by going to Google and typing in the Rotary contribution form. This form asks for questions such as your district number, which is 7170, your ID, and your club number. Again, your ID as well as your club number can be obtained by asking your club secretary. This contribution form gives you the opportunity to direct your donation to areas of focus, such as water, sanitation, and hygiene, or the district disaster relief fund, or Polio Plus, or an endowment or a global grant. It is encouraged that you check the annual fund box, because portions of this donation will be returned to your district for district and global grants. You may also use this form to contribute to a global grant. Make sure, if you do this, that the grant number is included on the form and that the grant has already been approved. And of course, you would be asked for shipping information. The Rotary Foundation shows its appreciation to individuals and clubs for personal outright contributions by supporting its humanitarian and educational activities. There are several recognition opportunities which your club's foundation can give you. If you wish to be recognized for a contribution at a club meeting, just fill out this form. And where do I mail my contribution? The Rotary Foundation's address can be found at the very bottom of the contribution form, 14280 Collection Center Drive, Chicago, Illinois. Another method of giving is to go online to rotary.org and click on the donate button. Anyone who is not a Rotarian can enter their donation in this manner. However, credit will not be given to a club or a district. And if you are a Rotarian and you wish to give credit to your club or district, you can do this on My Rotary. This site gives you 4 choices for your donation: the annual fund, World Fund, polio, or the disaster relief fund. Again, we encourage our members to give to the annual fund, as half of your donation is returned to your district for community and international projects. The Rotary Foundation encourages its members to enroll in Rotary Direct. This allows members to give year-round by automatically giving each month, quarterly, or annually. If you can elect an amount how often you wish to give, and the contribution method that's convenient for you. Then Rotary directs it to the account of your choice. Lastly, if there are multiple contributions to be given at once, ask your foundation chair for the special form, multiple contribution form. This form will allow you to submit a single contribution reflecting combined gifts of multiple club members. But please remember, do not send cash. Club officers can also make contributions to the Rotary Foundation on behalf of their club or multiple club members at rotary.org/donate. And finally, several clubs have new websites where you can contribute directly to the Rotary Foundation. Ask your club secretary, foundation chair, or president for that information. And back to you, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary. This concludes our District Foundation Committee video presentation. We certainly hope that you've gathered a lot of great information regarding fundraising campaigns, and then also the best options in how to funnel the revenue back towards the Rotary Foundation. On behalf of the District 7170 District Foundation Committee, I thank you very much, and remember, service above self. Thank you very much.